I want to first of all address the issue of physical strength versus experience.
Okay.
We cannot contend that the young don't have greater physical strength than the old. But what they lack is the experience.
Okay.
They lack the experience because doing many rounds does not necessarily mean we are going to satisfy each other in bed.
Can the old teach the young the art? Does that also mean that men who go out with many women are better in bed because they have experience? Hello, good people. Susie Ledadem, living positively regardless. Doesn't matter the point at which you are in life, but we rock positivity all the way. Thank you so much for your support, for your love. Thank you for the guests that we have already hosted at Susie Ledadem already in this year. And I want to welcome many of you. If you have a story, if you have a testimony that you'd want to share with the world, if you have an area that you think you would want to influence or impact people with, and through it, kindly reach us at 0112 522 118. And also you can inbox me at Susie Diadem. Yes, and you can go to TikTok also and find me at Susie Diadem. Thank you so much at TikTok also for the followings, for the interactions. We have a lot of interactions at TikTok, so thank you so much. The family of Susie Yule Diadem is growing. This is 2025, so let us grow and grow and grow together. And so today I have resident guest. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good to have you here.
Yes, I'm happy to be always here. The resident guest.
The resident guest.
Yes.
This is the man who called you amateurs. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And they did the amateurs because when we tread on things that you don't have sufficient experience, then and an amateur is not a bad name. Also, you can be an amateur if you begin doing something that you are just starting. An amateur means somebody who is just starting an experience or doing something that you don't have much experience on, but as the time goes on, you get to know it.
And all of us, I believe, all of us, at any given point in our life, there is something that we are starting.
We started as amateurs.
Unless we are not growing,
Yes.
every day or at some season, there's something you are starting.
Right.
Maybe you have started a different course. Maybe you have started a different business that you have not done before. Maybe you have just done a wedding. So amateur, I mean, everyone is an amateur in some areas.
You begin somewhere. 30 years ago when I started the work of being a pastor, I started as an amateur.
Okay.
Yeah, but as the years go, nikaiva. In the experience.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not pulling down the fact that you say the amateurs.
No, it's not in negative terms. It is in the positive terms. Yeah, but then we need to realize when we are beginning on something that you just started, that beginner is an amateur.
Yeah.
Yes.
How has the year started for you?
Very good, and I'm happy, and especially doing the year with you, honey. It has given me a lot of warmth, a lot of joy, a lot of jubilation, a lot of expectation. And I'm calling the year 2024 my year, and indeed our year.
2025.
5 is our year, when we are going to receive in abundance.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Wow. So I will not take too much of our viewers' time. I would just want to get right into it. And because we have the resident guest, this one you don't get to introduce him or introduce the topic for him.
Yes.
Him will come equipped and saying, "This is my space. This is." So kindly let us into what we are in for today.
Honey, the last time when we had this talk on the age gap, we discussed things that have been coming to us through those people who follow us in the social media.
Yes.
And one of it is because of our age gap, are we able to perform well, satisfactorily, not even well, satisfactorily in bed?
Okay.
So that has come many times, and there are reasons that in situations where people have a large age gap, they may not satisfy one another in bed. All right, and for that reason, there will be cheating. The one who is not satisfied will be going out there cheating. And I want to coin that. And so when we discussed it, I feel like in the context of the large topic on age gap, like we did not handle it satisfactorily.
Okay.
So I felt, viewers, we can take this space when we can discuss it, whether the people with a larger age gap have a problem satisfying each other in bed, and especially when there is the older one and all that. And so I felt we needed to discuss that a bit.
Okay.
Whether issues of satisfying one another sexually in bed is a problem for the people who are married and they have a large age gap, like we are here.
We are.
And must there be cheating just because of that? And
Wow, so that is the topic of the day.
Yes.
So guys, if you are wondering where has this come from, if you have not seen it, because where I want to clarify this is because this video is airing here in YouTube, and in the YouTube there hasn't been much about that questioning like it has been in TikTok.
Yes.
In TikTok, it almost comes in every live session we go. Every live session we go. People are there asking us about these things. People are there even actually, some people feel so entitled to bring their opinion. They say, "I know, and I'm sure this is and this is happening." So the reason as to this, what has informed this, is because of every time we get these questions so often in our TikTok live sessions, and even whenever we post something. If you've not followed us at TikTok, just go there, look at our channel, look at our account, Susie Dade, and you realize why Mr. Man has decided to address this.
Yes, we need to address it, honey, both of us.
Yes.
And I wanted us to look at some verses in the Bible. And the writer of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verses 1 to 3, this is what he says. And he's addressing the young people and telling them, remember also your Creator on the days of your youth, before evil days come and the years draw near Now, when you say, I have no pressure in them, in the days the strong men are bent, and the glider cease because they are few, and those that look through the windows will that the those who look through windows are dimmed. And so here the lighter is telling the young, take the pressure and do what you're able to do when you still have the energy, when you are young and you have the energy, because you are not going to remain younger forever.
Yeah.
Then the other verse describes the writer of Ecclesiastes is describing the life in the old age and the life in the young age. For he says, Ecclesiastes 11, verses 8 and 9. For if a man lives many years, okay, to be gender sensitive, they say if a person lives many years, let him rejoice in them all. But let him remember that the days of darkness are also many. Then he goes on to address the young people and tells them, rejoice, O young man, O young person, in your youth. And let your heart cheer you in the days of your youth. Walk in the ways of your heart, and the sight of your eyes. But know that all these things God will bring you into judgment. So you can see in this second part, the lighter is telling, advising those who have advanced in age to rejoice. All right. And also remember that the days of darkness are many. While the young people are told also rejoice in your youth, but remember in whatever you do, there is judgment. So both the old and the young, according to the word of God, are advised to rejoice. Okay, but then they must know that there is a limit in which you can do it, because days of darkness are coming and days of judgment are also there. Honey, when we talk of when we talk of rejoicing, either for the young and for the old, the issue is that the question we are asking ourselves is that do the older do they have the capacity to rejoice in bed fully, just like the young? And I want to first of all address the issue of physical strength versus experience.
Okay.
We need not debate, honey, that the young people have the physical strength. All right. Because the more you increase in years, the more you also decrease in energies. All right. So we cannot contend that the young don't have greater physical strength than the old. And so in doing things, including in the bed, all right, they use their physical strength to reach the drives and the satisfaction that they need. But what they lack is the experience.
Okay.
Because a young man who just, and a young couple who have just gotten married, they cannot say they have greater experience in bed life more than their mom and dad,
Okay.
who have been in the game for many years, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4 children, or even grandchildren. Surely they were not satisfying each other. Okay, so so they have experience. They may lack
Energy.
they may lack physical energy, but they have experience. So in as much as we want to agree that the youth and the young people have greater energy, even to go in bed and do several rounds, and all that, because they have energy to do it. They lack the experience, because doing many rounds does not necessarily mean we are going to satisfy each other in bed. Does not mean necessarily that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There are people who can who actually will go one big round. Yeah, and they leave that place satisfied.
One.
Have you seen people in a boxing match? You may go there. There are people who will do it many rounds, and then the one who will win after doing
The final kick.
the final kick. That is the 10th round. But there is one, because of experience, we just go there and just do one kick.
Yeah.
And game is won.
It will be game over.
Game over. Okay?
All right. I'm taking notes. I should have come with a pen and a paper.
Okay. Maybe one thing we need to tell our young people, just because they are young and they have the physical strength, we should not be so judgmental of the old who are living in a life they have never lived. You know, you are in your 30s. The people you are calling old and are not satisfying one another are in their 50s and 60s, and even 70s, and even 80s. All right? You are in your 30s, the 30s. How did you become a 60, a 70, a 80 to attest? How did you know it? Did they tell you? Did your mom and dad tell you we don't satisfy each other in bed? How did you come to know of it? So don't make what we call sweeping statements on the things that
You have no idea.
we have no idea, you don't have sufficient knowledge on. Because physical strength alone does not really mean that you are going to satisfy one another. There are people with great physical strength They are Samsons, men with great physical strength, yet
They are doing nothing.
they are doing nothing.
Sure.
It requires also experience.
Okay. Okay.
The more you are there in the game, the more experienced you become, and the more you know what to do to experience, to satisfy one another. Can I tell you, viewers, life in bed is an art which is not only done, but also, which is not only done, learned, but also it is experience. It is an experience that you become better as you faithfully continue to do it in your marriage life, week after week, beginning from the honeymoon when you're really amateurs. You think you're doing very well in your honeymoon? Yeah, you're just beginning. And then the first week after the honeymoon, the next month, the next years, the 5 years, the 10 years, the 30 years, the 40 years, you find that you know the art of doing it in such a way that finally you are able to satisfy one another.
Let me ask
Yes.
at that point. I don't know whether I'm jumping before the drama. Just allow me to ask. Does that mean that the young are not able to satisfy each other in bed?
We are not saying they are not able to satisfy one another in bed. And young people, when we say these things that we are saying, remember also some of us were young like you. So we were there. The only difference is that we were there and you are not where we are. That's the only difference. So we can talk with authority about where you are because you've been there. But you cannot talk in authority about where we are because we have not been here. Okay. All right? The young people satisfy themselves. Though amateur, all right? Because sometimes satisfaction is in here. But the more you get experienced, the more you get experienced, the more you satisfy one another even more. There are levels of sexual satisfaction.
So it's what the point you're putting across is that yes, they satisfy each other just to some extent, but what you are saying that for sure they have not even reached
the maximum.
Okay.
Because the level of satisfaction comes with the experience we continue gathering as time goes.
Okay.
It's just like this, honey. Let me just say this. You are a driver, isn't it? All right?
Yeah.
You're given a driving license and you started driving. All right? You tell me that today you are a better driver than when you just received a driving license. True? Yes. The same case with a life in bed. Okay. You find that you become a better expert with the experience you continue having in the course of time. Therefore, those who have faithfully remained in their marriage, all right, and are faithful to one another, and they are committed to one another, and they make love one day, 1 week, 1 month, then years. The more we continue, the better it becomes. The juicer it becomes.
Wow. Can they all teach the young the art? I mean, that has to be experiential.
Yes, there are people who the old can teach the young, and issues of sex, honey, for a long time were not openly discussed like we are discussing now. So these days, it is possible for the older to educate the young on how to satisfy one another in bed, and especially during the premarital counseling. If people give sufficient time there, and the young people, they are also counselors before you get married. You can go to them, you pay a little bit fee that is required, and you'll be taught on the art of having sex. But learning is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Experience is
a different
thing.
Can one be old and has been doing it wrong all along? There's a way you can be doing something, but you've been doing it wrongly, and the fact that you have done it for a longer time doesn't mean
you can be older and doing it longly, all right, but then not as the young who also started doing it longly. Yeah, you find the older you are, though you are doing it long, you are better. Okay. So the importance also of learning. But what I believe, honey, is this: in a marriage where people love one another, where they discuss every aspect of life, that the husband can tell the wife, this is how I like it, and the wife can tell the husband, this is how I like it. Both of them can continue graduating one another to another level, to the other level, to the extent, because the most important thing is not so much how it is done, it is whether at the end of it, the couple attain the fulfillment that they needed.
Okay. Wow. Does that also mean that men who go out with many women are better in bed because they have experience?
No, the issue of men or women cheating on one another is not because they are better in bed. It is a personal decision that a person makes and feels, I want to try out there.
Yeah, that decision, I'm imagining it's okay, they have made the decision. Does now that decision make them any better?
It doesn't.
Because of the experience.
It doesn't matter. By the way, the real act of moving out of your marriage, from where I sit as a pastor, means you are not able to do it well because you cannot even satisfy your wife. Because why would you want to move out if you are attaining satisfaction in your marriage? So that attitude, that moral thing, that will make a man or a woman want to move out does not mean that that person is a better performer in bed. I would call it, it is a selfish gratification of lust. Not so much that one performs well, it is search for pressure, no satisfaction. And I want to tell you, honey, even where they go, it's not that they get that complete satisfaction. Because complete satisfaction comes where a person is committed to the partner you live, you love, the partner you want to spend the rest of your life with. That's where you get complete satisfaction. This other one, where which you are doing, in the security of being discreet, you are afraid of being caught by your spouse or by other people. You don't want to be no. You don't want it to be. How do you get that satisfaction there, really?
Okay. Wow.
So, honey, what I was trying to say is that the young should not judge the old. When you see the old getting married, like the case we are, don't judge us saying we are not able to satisfy one another in bed. Instead of being judgmental and making what we are calling sweeping statement, please approach us
Okay.
and ask us,
Okay.
do you satisfy one another?
Okay.
And we will tell you that we'll give you the correct answer, and therefore you'll be able to make a decision from informed point of view. I want to then maybe pull out one thing that you have raised about cheating in marriage, because I have heard in the social media people telling us just because of our age gap, then there are tendencies of unfaithfulness. Now, where do we not find unfaithfulness, even among the young people who are the young spouses who are getting married? You still find cheating there, isn't it? So much is not the issue of the older are not performing in bed well, because if that was the case, what would be the explanation for the young couples who are also cheating on one another? As I've said there before, cheating in marriage is not the issue of satisfaction in bed solely. It's not solely the issue of satisfaction in bed, honey. It could contribute. That somebody is cheating because I feel like I'm not being satisfied by my wife, and also by my husband. But I also feel, viewers, even in a scenario like that, where you feel you're not being satisfied, the solution to it is not cheating. It's discussing it with your spouse. And I believe if you discuss it, and where you are not able to solve it yourself, you seek help, you find yourself satisfying one another, either old or young. All right? But where you see a person is cheating, though satisfaction in bed may contribute. It is mainly a personal decision in many cases. In many cases, it's not about I'm not being satisfied. No. It's about it is the desire to gratify the selfish lasting demand that we have. Otherwise, if it were issues of satisfaction in bed, there are other ways of dealing with it. And if satisfaction in bed is really the issue that will cause people cheating on one another, have you seen honey people who are young and maybe they're involved in a road accident and one is not able to perform as much in bed and still they remain faithful to one another? All right. Have you seen the where people are married, young or old, sickness come, and one is not able to perform as much, and still they remain faithful to one another? There are people out there, viewers, you should not think that the people who have various physical disabilities, they solve their dissatisfaction in bed by cheating on one another. No, some of them have remained faithful to one another. And I want to conclude, if you allowed me, by saying that satisfaction in bed is not the only thing that is needed in marriage. It is important. I want to say, I'm not in any way belittling sex in marriage. It is important. It's a basic need. But then it is not the only important thing. There are those people who physically are not able to perform as well in bed because physically they are not able. But honey, they do many other things in which they satisfy one another with, isn't it? Because life in bed is not the only life that is needed in a marriage. There is more to marriage than just life in bed.
Wow. Hey, guys, this is 2025. We are saying it as it is. We are not coding anything. Beautiful. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope it has helped you, and I also hope it has answered all the questions, and I also hope that now, okay, it's good we have addressed it early enough in the year. In January, in the month of January. January is not yet over. I think we're in the last week of January. So it's good that we have addressed it in the first
month of the year.
Yeah. Hoping that moving forward in the course of the year, you will not face this question again. You will not get this question again, and you will not get this statement again.
Yes.
And because some come not like questions, really, but like statement that has already made a conclusion. So let me just hope that now from there we are clear. Now we go to other stuff without this. You know, there's something that can distract you. We are trying to move, but they are still like, with the way, what happens? We try to move, what happens? So now we can let us now move, knowing that we have been answered our questions. But if you still have more questions, and hoping that it is the question will be helpful to someone who maybe want to get into such a marriage, and those are some of the things they are fearing, and they're important. We cannot undermine that. It is very, very important.
Right.
So if you still have any other question that you wanted to understand, you can still ask us. We will be ready to answer you. For now, bye.
Bye.